it's interesting how that one video, and there's something you said about it that I think is a principle for everyone, because everyone may not have that experience of, but what you did in terms of, let me answer people's comments, right? And let me create more of what they're asking for. I don't know if there are any principles beyond that that you would share with someone who, let's use the word make impact more than go viral. But what lessons from that experience, or just even your own experience beyond that, that you would share with people? Because this is the Monetize Your Ministry podcast, and what I found as you were talking is this has been a way for you to minister to people who would never be a part of the church that you belong to, that you're speaking at, but you've expanded it. So what are some lessons for impact using social media?
Right. So I'm reminded of a story that allegedly happened in the experience of the life of the German reformer Martin Luther back in the 15th century. So the German reformer Martin Luther, he was a priest at his church, and he had a cobbler who came to him, and the cobbler said to Martin Luther, Father Luther, there is a customer who's not Christian. He's an atheist, and I want to make him a Christian. What do I do as a cobbler to make this guy a Christian? Allegedly, the reformer Martin Luther told him that the Christian shoemaker does his duty not by putting little crosses on the shoes, but by making good shoes, because God is interested in good craftsmanship. Because God is interested in good craftsmanship. In other words, Martin Luther was like, serve the need. Don't think about making an impact. Don't think about converting the person. That's not even your concern. You make good shoes. You do the best as you can. And that's why I think that excellence is evangelism. Like, excellence is not a tool just to get people to come to church or whatever it is. Excellence, the art and practice of just being committed to being intentional about your craft, is itself evangelistic. And so I think that one principle that I want to give to people who are in ministry, I'm assuming that person who's listening to this is someone with maybe a Christian background or maybe a Judeo-Christian background. I would say, especially, if you want to make an impact, don't focus on making an impact. Just serve the need. Because sometimes the impact, making an impact, can be so big and so nebulous that it might paralyze you from actually doing and seeing the thing like right in front of you. So for me, it was just a comment. For me, it was just answering a question. For me, it was just being faithful to like the next step and the next step and the next step, and just seeing what it means to the other person. A lot of people have especially when it comes to content, of kind of a founder first mentality, where they're like obsessed with what I want to do and what I'm passionate about and what I'm so good at doing. These are all important things. But if you really want to grow, you kind of want to have like a customer first mindset, or an audience first mindset when it comes to content. You have to also kind of think about, okay, who's the person who's going to benefit the most from the thing that I'm going to make? Whether it's a piece of media, whether it's a product or whatever it is, it's like, you have to think about like who is prior to what, I think. And but at this point, some person might be like, oh, I don't even know who, I don't even know what, so what do I do, right? Like, I don't even know who the person is. So I would say the biblical principle here is, at least for me, God saw Moses in the desert, and he calls Moses out of his place, and he goes to the burning bush, and Moses is like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to say. And Pharaoh's like, yo, what's in your hand?
Yeah.
Like, what is in your hand? Literally, like, then that's the principle here. It's like, what is in your hand? Meaning, what's the thing? Like, what's a topic that you can speak about for like 20 minutes without any notes? If somebody just tells you, just go speak on it.
Yeah.
Like, what are some things that you are just kind of naturally good at? Like, those are the things that you can now start to like think about making content or making pieces of information on. And so that'll be like baseline